I feel like when you're doing that across the dance floor, one, you're saying I'm not even worth the effort it takes to come over and ask me to dance. Two, maybe you're nervous about rejection. I can give you some of that, but you're an older man. You should have had some rejection at some point in your life. You should be able to brush that off your collar and keep it moving. If a woman says no, she's not interested in dancing, then you ask the next woman. And you don't make a big deal of it. But it feels like this red pill culture is starting to make it like it it's supposed to make men appear more masculine, but I see it as the very opposite. It's getting more feminine. It's like they really can't handle a simple no from a woman. But very clear, he made it that I need to be having sex on this second date or it's not worth my time.
Because I first date, that's fine. Like, you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that. But like, I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that's not there or not. So
Hello, sunshine. As talked about at home, we're on our way to the grocery store. All right, y'all. So I am dressed and ready for errand running, and sometimes people are interested in my OOTD, so here is what I've got. I'm wearing my paper sack shorts that I picked up from Target a couple of years ago. Striped shirt, same place, same time, I think. Carrying my black with gold accents purse because it's easy to flip over. It's a shoulder bag, whatever. And I'm just running to the grocery store and doing a couple of other errands. Let me bring you up just a little. But I'm trying to be more intentional. And this is actually very comfy. You know, it doesn't even take less comfort for this. All right, y'all, so we are rolling and on our way to the store. I'm feeling a little more anxious than usual about it because of the limits that we have on fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff. That list of what you can get is getting really short because how do you get a frozen salad? But I will be getting frozen fruits and vegetables. I mean, I like to do me a little gambling here and there, but not like that. Then on top of that, they said that I want to call it a virus so bad, my temptation is to keep saying that, but they're saying that the parasite can live or that you can have it in your body for up to 2 weeks before you show symptoms. So how do you then remember what you ate 2 weeks ago that might have led to the issue? That's why they're saying too that they can't really quite narrow it down. So for safety, cook your stuff, don't buy it fresh, get it frozen, get it canned. You know, none of that sounds super appealing, but explosive diarrhea, like to me, diarrhea is already explosive. That's why it's called diarrhea. If it wasn't, it'd be just passing, right? But explosive diarrhea, that just sounds, oof, that just sounds terrible on top of awful. No, thank you. But anyway, we're off to pick up a couple of things. Last night, I went out and tried my little skills at two-stepping. I feel like I did pretty good. I had a good time, all the things. But anyway, while I was out there, I met a nice lady. She was also alone, and she was sitting at the table next to me, and she just struck up a conversation. I can't even remember what her opener was. I don't know. I say that because I know some people are concerned, some women are concerned with going out alone and how that looks. It looks like you're just out to have a good time. It looks like, you just want to go see what's in the world. You stumbled out of your four walls, whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't look like that big of a deal. And that might have been what she asked me. She asked me, was I waiting for someone? I know at some point. She asked me if I was waiting for anyone else. So I said, no, I'm chilling tonight. Just came out, listened to a little music, practiced two-stepping. She said, what do you mean practice? And I said, oh, I'm kind of new at it, and I'm getting a feel for it. Turns out she used to teach two-stepping classes, and she just started pointing out people to dance with. She was like, that guy over there, if he asks you to dance, he's a good dance partner. That one's a good dance partner. Now he can't keep the beat himself. And the thing I like about two-stepping is it's a chivalrous kind of thing, and I miss chivalry. It's very much led by men. There are certain little touches and taps and things that they do to signal that you're going to do a full turn, or no, you're going to do a half turn, or he's going to turn. Like, it's all kinds of little hand signals. That's why it's a little bit to learn, a little bit to practice. Not every man does the same hand signal the same way, but kind of close enough that you can find the rhythm and the pattern. But anyway, she was pointing out some people. What else? She was just talking in general, just easily struck up a conversation. And I like that about going out as well. A lot of times, too, for anyone nervous about going out, the thing is, when you do it to a place that you enjoy, when you go somewhere you enjoy, you're going to run into other people who enjoy that. So you already have a little commonality there. You're going to have something natural to talk about. Oh, yeah, where's another place to go two-stepping? Oh, yeah, where's another place for hot yoga? I'm just making goat yoga, whatever it is that you're into. And then you end up just striking up those, I wouldn't necessarily say friendships, but certainly associations. And then you don't have to worry about doing more alone if you don't want to. I'll add this too, that a lot of times when I take the camera to where I'm going, it kind of looks like I'm alone, and some of those times I'm not actually. I'm just not filming the other person. But anywho, if being alone is something you're concerned with, that's an easy thing. Now, that was the good side of being out last night. There was definitely a negative side, though, and I was really disappointed to hear it. Now, mind you, I just said that two-stepping is chivalrous in that it's a male-led type of thing. One of the things I didn't like was there was a guy who across the dance floor kind of did this move, which of course is, do you want to dance? Across the dance floor? I didn't like that. So I didn't respond to it. I just looked at him like I had no understanding of what he was doing. I think that, and I hate talking about it, and well, I guess not acknowledging it isn't making it go away, but that red pill culture, like, and this was an older gentleman. I am so used to older gentlemen being mature enough, and I'm going to call it that, mature enough to handle rejection. I feel like when you're doing that across the dance floor, one, you're saying I'm not even worth the effort it takes to come over and ask me to dance. Two, maybe you're nervous about rejection. I can give you some of that, but you're an older man. You should have had some rejection at some point in your life. You should be able to brush that off your collar and keep it moving. If a woman says no, she's not interested in dancing, then you ask the next woman. And you don't make a big deal of it. But it feels like this red pill culture is starting to make it like it's supposed to make men appear more masculine, but I see it as the very opposite. It's getting more feminine. It's like they really can't handle a simple no from a woman. They can't be bothered to put themselves out there. Like, the thing to me, here's what it is in a nutshell. If a man doesn't have the strength, the courage, the fill in the blank with whatever you want, to put himself out there for a woman to come, it's green. Okay, you play too much. Let me go around you, sugar, because you're tripping. But if they don't have that to put themselves out there and face the possibility of rejection and then move on from that rejection and then seek the next person who doesn't reject them, if they don't have that strength, they are not going to be strong enough to lead my household. They are not going to be strong enough to go out into the world. And here's another thing, and I know this sounds so arrogant, but it's just the truth of the matter from what I see. A lot of times men are attractive to, I talked before about women who sleep with married men. A lot of men are attractive to those women because of the things that they've accomplished with their woman. She may have, dust him off, help him dress a little bit better, which I highly recommend you do not do, women. Do not build a man, because you may take him from nowhere to somewhere and he'll act like he accomplished that on his own. I'm telling you from my own personal experience. He'll act like he accomplished that on his own. He figured it out on his own. He will not acknowledge that you two built it together, you got it together, you got his looks even together, you got whatever businesses together. I'm telling you, these are things that I know. That's a story for another day. But women are attracted to those men who are put together, who have those businesses and things like that. They're essentially attracted to you because you're what was behind that man, right? And a lot of times they get him and it's like, oh, he's not quite all that after all. Yeah, no, because he doesn't have your brain power. He doesn't have your encouragement behind that. And a lot of these men, after they've messed it all up, they'll go back and sing about that sad song about the woman that got away, the one they mess up. They blew that opportunity. If they could, they would. This, that, and the third, all that. But anyway, I'm past my story because I ain't finished what I wanted to say. I'm going to go down here, bust a UE legally. I was so surprised at all the U-turns you can make in Atlanta. But yeah, we don't have that here. So if I seem fascinated and got off track a little bit, it's because we don't get to bust legal U-turns a lot here in my city. I ain't gonna say whether or not I bust some anyway. But anywho, so I acted like I didn't see that guy when he asked me to dance from across the dance floor. And I guess after a while, he saw me accepting dances from men who got up, came over, and asked me. And so then he got up, he came over, and he asked me. And I was so tempted to just say no on the strength of what he had tried before, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So while we were dancing, I don't know what that is too. A lot of men like to talk. They do a lot of talking. So I'm cool with that because it makes me feel more like this is a person who actually likes women. This is a man who likes women. And I think, man, these are some troubling times. There's a voicemail that just popped up that I heard. I'll see if I can find it, of a man who is basically saying, hey lady, if we ain't having sex on the second day, first day was cool and all. It was almost as if he was saying, I gave you that. I blessed you with that. I gave you that first date. On the second date though, we need to be having sex. And he was very clear with it. He even said, oh, I got to find that voicemail. But he even said something to the fact of, we can drink a little wine, watch a movie, I think he said, or whatever. But very clear, he made it that I need to be having sex on this second date or it's not worth my time.
I figured I'd send you a voice note because it's like easier than like texting all this. But anyway, had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely. However, I would love to, if we're gonna go to your place on Thursday, I mean, I am looking to have that physical intimacy to see if like I am sexually compatible with you. So like if I'm gonna come over, like I would be hoping to like hook up, have sex, have a good time, have like that romantic spark and that physical spark there for my own sake, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone and seeing them if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. So I know you said I don't know about that. So like I guess my thing is like, what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna like hook up and like cuddle and like be intimate with each other? And if that's what you don't want, that's fine, but like I think we should just like end it here then, respectfully, just because first date, that's fine, like you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that, but like I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that's not there or not. So up to you. Let me know. I'm happy to, if you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to have a good time, and we can have some wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then like I think we should just go our separate ways.
I was stunned that he actually said it. But going back to last night, and what made me think of that is that whole can't take rejection thing, that was one. So the other thing was they had an area, it was an outside area where men were smoking cigars and all of that stuff. I walked by it from where I parked. as I was on my way in. And so I overheard one guy saying, "Hey man, you got to try this kind. Matter of fact, here, I got an extra one. Here's one here." He gives him one. And he said something about, "It ain't cheap though." Okay, cool. Wasn't really thinking about it, but I caught it. And I liked his voice. He had, one of them kind of raspy voice. I can't imitate it well, but it was a cute frog-ish sounding kind of voice, right? It was a memorable voice, certainly. All right, so fast forward to the dance. The guy with the hand comes over. He finally asked me, and I said yes, because, I figured it took a little nerve for him to do it. So, and he did what I wanted. After all, he put himself out there. And when I say what I wanted, I'm not even saying it in a spoiled brat, you got to do things my way kind of way. I'm saying I want someone who puts out some form of effort. And he did that. So yeah, I said yes, we dance. He starts talking and I recognize the voice. Oh, this is the voice of the guy who shared his cigar with someone. Got it. What does that mean? Nothing really. Until I overheard him talking to another guy, and he was saying, I don't know where you're going because you ain't using your signal until too late, but he was saying that, yeah, man, she tripping. Like, I'm going to buy her a drink. Of course, he said it in his raspy voice. Like, I'm going to buy her a drink just because I want to have a conversation with her. Like, that's what we're doing? She might as well be a prostitute if that's the case. And I was so, should I say stunned? I was just taken aback by that whole take on it, because weren't you just outside giving a man an expensive cigar? And I'm pretty sure that cigar cost more than the drink. So how was that all tied to me? Well, because it's telling me that this is probably yet another man who actually doesn't like women. Do you see how I'm connecting that, or does it seem like a reach to you? I swear, because even if it does seem like a reach, I'm going to be honest, it's not going to change my mind, because it was a gut feeling. It was a clear gut feeling. It was me saying, aha, Kimberly, that's really the real reason why you almost said no when he first came over. Your gut instinct was telling you to say no, but you went ahead, you acquiesced. You went ahead because he did put forth some kind of effort. You went ahead, but baby, I'm telling you, me hearing him talk and say that, why y'all ain't tell me I had the hair looking crazy? But me hearing him talk and say that made it oh so clear, yeah, this guy doesn't like women. And I am to give him wide berth. But let me know what you think about not just the voice message and all that, but my conclusion that this guy doesn't like women. Do you think I'm off? Because I really think I'm spot on about that and about listening to my intuition. But let me get on in the store. It feels so weird having to walk straight past produce and it further into the store, because that used to be my first stop. If they have watermelon, though, I still will get that, because they say that, the harder, the fruits and veggies with the harder shells on the outside are safer. They put that on there. And all that tells me is I still need to give it a good, thorough scrub. And I ain't even just washing it down with vinegar, y'all. I'm straight up using bleach water. Yeah, I might have to stop by the ATM, pick up a little cash, and buy a seeded melon. Because honestly, you can't even find them in the grocery stores like you used to. You have to literally buy them from the city. I tell you, y'all hear all that fussing she was doing? Shared custody is my time, my time. All right, let's see what frozen veggies we can find. It's so weird saying that. I'm gonna tell you what's funny about her. I was gonna say I'll tell you later, but I'll tell you now. Why she watched me set up my camera and then park her cart right in front of it? I think she thought she was being funny or cute. She thought I was gonna give her some energy. She was wrong. Now this other lady, she's naturally crossing by. At least I thought she was gonna cross by. Girl. I ended up looking in my freezer and I got lucky. I did have some chopped fruits and veggies. I will say this, they don't have any that are jumping out and appealing to me. Watch out, watch out. Here, let me put my cart over here. Oh, there. Girl, why I gotta babysit and I ain't at work? Well, there goes that, y'all. All the good deeds I've been trying to do and all my efforts to be a bigger and better person, maybe someday go to heaven, is all down the drain. Because I can't even say it with a straight face now. That little bad tap boy that was running all around, literally doing donuts in the way of people trying to do their shopping and all of that. He's ripping and running, no doubt. I didn't see all that part, but just as I came around the chips aisle, I saw him crash into a box of chips, knocks them over, they fall onto him, fall onto the floor, and his bigger brother, his bigger brother said, "There you go, and up again." But he said it. He didn't edit himself or anything. And I'm not that person. Like when I see kids at school cussing, acting up, doing all of that, that's not funny to me. But seeing a kid catch a natural consequence and then even seeing his big brother know that that's a natural consequence, like the cussing part wasn't funny. It was just the whole, come on, baby, I'm letting you through. It was just the whole, there he goes, like that's what happens, because that is what happens. I've had to tell my kids at school sometimes that's a natural consequence. Unfortunately, it's a natural consequence of him having a parent who's just not handling that business. Like, oh my goodness. But that boy sure did take a fall. He didn't hurt himself. He embarrassed himself more than anything, because all of that other stuff he was doing, that clearly wasn't embarrassing to him. Having her fuss at him, repeatedly tell him, last warning, or else what? Or else he gonna fall into that box of chips. Like, I'd have been giving him that, what else? Or else whatever that was. Like, But yeah, I said, ain't no way I'm sitting here laughing. Then I look up and I look around. There was some other people laughing too, because we was all tired of that little boy terrorizing the whole store. I'm trying to go get chicken. He busting donuts in the way. I try to go get something else. He's playing, what, Jack in the Box? I don't even know what to call it. And I was trying to not film him because he's somebody else's child. But I'm going to have to show y'all just a little bit of an example. I mean, literally terrorizing the store. And his brother was like, there you go. That's what you get, basically. And yeah, the whole store was like, yeah, that's what you get. I'm surprised we didn't all just bust out and clap. Because a part of me wanted to clap and laugh. But it was funny. I wanted to lean over so bad. Ha ha, that's what you get. Okay, yeah, I ain't going to heaven. And if you can relate to this, at least I'm going to have good company. Okay, I guess God ain't too mad at me, because, girl, well, as soon as I get home, it start pouring down raining. So, all right. Meanwhile, let's see how much food $63.27 got us. I know these cheeses are expensive, but I'm going to try that cheddar Gruyere. I think that's how it's pronounced. Cheese as well. I know I've heard it before, but I think that's how it's pronounced. That's what we're going with. Some tuna, salmon, chicken twice, both breast and wings, a little ground beef. I'm still not the biggest red meat eater, but I'll have it here and there. Some salsa and things. I hope they're safe. We're going to pray over that. The beans. That water I said I needed, and a couple of Alani's, as well as I'm going to try this seasoning. I got the one with less sodium. I meant to get two with less sodium because it's enough salt in everything else we cook. But yeah, that's 60. How much did I say? 63 bone and 27 cents. Oh, wow. So as you can see, I went ahead and changed clothes. Don't be surprised you see me pop that same little outfit on tomorrow. Because I only had it to just run to the store real quick. It's not the biggest deal in the world, and I used to do it all the time, but I just really don't like wearing my outside clothes in the kitchen so much. So since I just ran to Aldi and all of that, I'm just like, I'll set this aside, wear something comfortable. Plus, it just makes me feel like I'm living a more soft life, darling, to put on a cute little old set and be on my way. I think I got this from Shein. I swear soft life ain't got to be expensive. Y'all see how I'm putting scratch marks on here? I don't know if y'all can see it. I love my stainless steel thing. I have certain ones designated for meat or whatever when I had my other thing, but with stainless steel, it just washes away cleaner and does other thing. Now, they will say that using this, because I'm trying to put my knife down on it and not glide it across, but they say using these is not as good for your knives. I believe that. That makes sense. But I got a knife sharpener, so I'm cool with it. I'm cutting this chicken into strips. Luckily, I already had some frozen peppers and onions that I also kind of julienned or cut into strips. And so that'll be good for whenever I have fajitas. But today, I think I'm just going to make some chicken tacos. Yeah, can I say just one more thing about rejection? And believe me, I'm not trying to convince anyone to agree with me, but y'all who know me, last summer I taught over at the high school, right? And well, if you don't know me, it's probably because you're new to my channel. So let me introduce myself. I am Kimberly, and on this channel, I like to talk about relationships, self-care, and navigating the season of my life. So speaking of which, I had a class. It was pretty much kind of think of it as a detention class where I'm working with the kids who have gotten in trouble and all of those things. So there's a lot of downtime there. They're supposed to do their homework or classwork. Y'all know kids in trouble really don't care about doing their homework. If they did, they wouldn't be their little happy tails with me, right? So anyway, we've got time to talk. And one kid was in there because he had made a threat about, oh God, bro, oh God, you do such and such, you look at me one more time, you whatever, I'm going to pull out, that thing and let it go pop. That's basically what he had said. He didn't say it on school grounds. However, it was still taken as a threat, and he still got a school consequence because they're both students. He didn't say it on school ground, but this is where they interact. So, there has to be some degree of separation. You got to start taking these kids seriously. I mean, let's not forget, it was a 6-year-old. Was he 6 yet? I know he was a kindergartner who shot his teacher after making some threats like that. So yeah, things like that are being taken much, much more seriously. So anyway, he's in there and I'm talking to him. This is going back to the rejection. You'll see how it ties in a minute, hopefully. But I'm talking to him and I was like, so, you're the one who got in trouble for, and I spelled it out. And he was like, yeah, yeah. Like it's a badge of honor or something. And maybe even like I was supposed to be afraid. Y'all, I've been in some scary situations and I'm on this side of it. So not entirely afraid, but I got enough sense to have enough sense about it, if that makes sense at all. So anyway, I was talking to him. I was like, so what's up with that? You can't stand him? Or like, what's that about? Yeah, I can't stand him. But it's just something about him. Just he never really could articulate the whatever it was about him that he couldn't stand so much. And so I was like, but help me understand. So like, why are you willing to give up your life for him if you don't even like him? Like to me, there are people worth giving up your life for. Who raised you? My mom, she look at, that's who's worth giving up your life for. Like if you saw your mother in a life or death situation, that would make sense. And honestly, I think this boy was listening to me because one, it wasn't a whole lot of other people around. And two, we just had that much downtime. And so I was like, I could see you protecting your mother. I could see you. He had a little sister in middle school. So I can see you protecting her, but you're going to give up your life for somebody you don't even like? I mean, people going to look at you and say, oh, yeah, he did that. You want them to be looking up to you. They're going to do that maybe for a couple of seconds. The people who really care about you, your sister, your mother, one, they're not going to have you there to protect them anymore. And two, those will probably be the only ones who are still down for you. So those are the opinions you need to really value. And I said, I bet you if you asked your mom, it's just like even when I'm talking to my grade school kids, they get mad and they puff their cheeks and they ready to fight. Why? Because he said your mama was fat. Okay. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, I don't know. But let me ask you something. You think your mama cared what that little knothead boy said about her? She don't. And so on a high school level, I'm having that same kind of conversation in terms of you're not going to be there to protect them anymore. You're not going to. I said, so y'all can't stand each other. Y'all can't whatever. I was like, but I know it's something deeper than that. Come to find out they had a fight when they were both in middle school and the other boy won. And you still mad about that? You still salty about that? Yeah, in my day, we talked about, hey, you just live to fight another day. You get mad at him again, y'all have another fight. Take it to fisticuffs, but don't take it to something as permanent as you trading your life for him. Like that's entirely stupid. And so we ended up having a longer version of that conversation. Fast forward to the next day, we're in there, and now one of his friends is also in there. And his friend, I don't even remember what his friend was in trouble for, but the original boy I was talking to, he was like, "Hey, ma'am, can you have that conversation with my friend? Because I was trying to explain it to him, but I don't think he really listening to me." And so I ended up having that conversation with him. So what did that tell me? It doesn't tell me that their mothers aren't teaching them. In all likelihood, they are. But I mean, y'all were teenagers once. I was. I know I didn't listen to everything my mother told me. So sometimes having repeated sources say that type of thing is what really starts to set in. But I keep getting the message over and again that these boys can't take rejection. These boys can't take a loss. They cannot take an L. And so for that man who was holding his hand out to me, grown man, he'd been around the sun at least 50 times. I would say 60. He was growner than me, grown. And then on down to these little boys, like, you still mad because you took an L in middle school? Not only that, but come to find out, he started the fight. He started the fight that he didn't win. And now years later, you're mad and ready to trade your life. And sometimes they just don't even think about it like that. They don't have those skills. We're dealing with a set of boys whose frontal lobes still aren't developed. That doesn't happen until you're in your late 20s, sometimes your 30s. And then you add to that a lot of times boys just mature later. So I don't know, that whole rejection thing is that red peeling, that all of that, it just seems to be getting far more spread than I thought. And it just a lot of men can't take rejection. A lot of men really don't see the value in women. They see it in other men. They'll buy cigars for other men. They'll do all of that for free. Before a second date, you think I need to be giving up the drawers? Like, that's insane to me. I'm trying to even imagine if I told a man, hey, I'm dating with intention, and so I need a man who's able to provide in a certain way. If you don't mind, on our second date on the way to it, we need to stop by your bank, and I need them to print out some bank statements for me so that I can, because I don't want to set myself up to be with somebody who can't really provide for me, who can't, because that to me is where this train is going. If I am expected to deliver sex by the second date, who am I delivering sex to? Let me see your financials, bruh. Let me get that. Let me get you to sign this life insurance policy or something right quick. I need you to provide for me. Because who's to say that after this second date on your way home, if I should let you into my house, I mean, I might as well let you in my house and let you in my drawers, right? So if I should let you into my house, into my drawers, who's to say on your way as you're leaving, you're not going to get in a tragic accident and die? So yeah, go on and run in financials, sign this. And like, that's how ridiculous that whole sex on the second date, sex on demand type of thing sounds to me.
I want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I can't decide. Fashion week was more your thing than mine. I can't even lie. I'd rather stay inside. I can't do suit and tie. Can't be in one room with you and stand on different sides. One thing at a time, I have to learn to hide. One thing at a time, emotions running high. I wish you felt alright, just hitting my line all the time, all the time. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. You stay on my mind all the time, all the time. Ooh.
Looks like the sun is getting ready to come out, but I'm still going to do my indoor play activity, and I'm going to play with some flowers. It's unusual for me to select different colors. As I look at this, I see it's way more red than anything, and I've got 4 of the other colors. Yeah, 4 fuchsia, 4 yellow, 4 orange. That's what I see. So since I got 2 vases, darling, we're just going to divide them into 2, 2. You know what's crazy, y'all? So I go to Costco, and my plan is I'm going to shop for a few things. And when I go, I got my little cart, doing just like everyone else does, figuring out, what I'm going to get. Oh, but wait a minute, I get distracted by the flowers, and I think I'll get some flowers too. So push my cart over there, and it just so happens I pushed it across from the lady who was giving some kind of samples. You know how they do out at Costco. They got the little samples and stuff. So I pushed my cart over. Hi, ma'am, how are you doing? She was an older lady, which I am just really resenting that more and more, that our country just really doesn't take care of its elderly. And so many of them seem to be out there working for benefits and, just working to live, honestly. And it shouldn't be that way. But anyway, I parked my cart. I thought I'd come back and somebody took the cart. I said, you know what? What I'm not going to do is go way up front to go get another cart. So y'all just saved me some money. I'm out. I picked up my little roses and left. That's it. You know what? Because she's allowed to change her mind, isn't she? I think I'm going to put all my colors in one and put my reds in another. Hot chat, 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 chat. Oh my gosh, I need somebody to save me from myself. A simple move, never basic.